Alafia, Buru Buye, Uramakie. This is your brother Kapra Pata, also known as Ancient Wisdom Keeper, and Ifalowo. Today we want to talk about Osayin, the master of botany. So he is not only the master of botany, people also know him as the wizard of the forest. He is the knower of the magic contained in the leaves of plants. So the Yoruba word for leaf or leaves is ewe. Osayin is a hermit that lives alone while perfecting his spiritual awareness of the universe within the forest and among the trees. The forest contains the mysteries of the universe, and Osayin is also the master of the art of spagyrics, for those of you who are familiar with the alchemy of plants. Osayin is a Yoruba deity, an Orisha, and in many African cultures, the spirit is all around us. Spirit is not in just one place. Spirit is not up there. Spirit is not down there. Spirit is all around us. So the craft of Osayin deals with infusing spirit into matter. So it's a form of alchemy. The same is true when it comes to the Yoruba. When it comes to alchemy, we dealt with alchemy in West Africa as well. So, for instance, they call it animism, right? It does not mean those who worship animals. It means those who understand the animus that pervades all things. So from the African point of view and the indigenous point of view, right? And indigenous people around the world understood that spirit is this all-pervasive entity. It's not something that's contained in one particular location. The craft of Osayin is the way of the Onishegun, meaning the herbalist. So the alchemist must learn to infuse matter with spirit. The craft of Osayin teaches one to do so with plants. Now those devoted to the path of Osayin learn of how to tap into the spirits of plants to extract the healing properties from the leaves. In fact, leaves are his children. Now some say that the favorite godchild of Osayin is Shango. It was Osayin that taught Shango the medicine to spit fire and throw lightning bolts. So he's like, he'd be blowing some stuff up. You don't want to mess with Shango. But Osayin is depicted as a disfigured Orisha with one ear that's bigger than the other. He can actually hear everything through the smaller ear. However, in a bigger ear, he's completely deaf. So Osayin has one right leg and one left arm. And it is said that with that one leg, Osayin can run faster than any human on two legs can. Trees, by the way, they have these underground networks of fungi called mycorrhiza, which means the fungus foot. So these fungal networks are known as the mycorrhizal network. These funguses, they have a symbiotic connection with the roots of the trees. These trees literally communicate with each other by sending electrical signals through the mycorrhiza. I'm trying to pronounce it. Mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza. Without the ashe of leaves, there are no orishas. So for an orisha to be birthed, there has to be the use of the ashe of plants. Each orisha has their own set of sacred plants and herbs for not only the consecration of their pots and tools, but also for the making of a liquid called omiero. Omiero is made with leaves mixed with water and other ingredients. So omiero is used for consecrating the sacred stones that become the dwelling places for the orisha, and so on. And we call those stones otans. So after something has been consecrated, after a so-called stone is consecrated, you cannot call it a stone anymore. Now it's considered an orisha. So omiero is used to create spiritual baths for anything ranging from attraction to protection, prosperity, and so on. Osayin is recognized and called upon to do these various things, right? So he represents so many things. He's recognized and he's called upon when these plants and herbs are to be gathered, by the way. He represents the hermit that lives in the forest. He is the custodian of the mysteries of medicine and will share his knowledge, with those who are worthy to receive it. Osayin rules over all kinds of magic, which includes the making of talismans, powders, and so on. And he's also can bring forth remedies for certain illnesses through powerful medicine methods or medicinal methods not recognized by standard allopathic medicine. The Olu Osayin, the keeper of the mysteries of Osayin, learns how to ward off powers of negative medicine such as curses and other things that may affect the individual. Osayin is said to have no mother and no father. In the Cuban tradition, the Lucumi and regular Diocha, one popular story is that he fell from the heavens in the form of a meteor or a comet. And this seems to go along with the concept of what we call panspermia, right? The idea that the ingredients of life came from a comet or a meteor. So in 1969, they checked out a meteor that had amino acids. It was called the Murchison meteorite. This suggested that elements containing the building blocks of life could have come from deep space and begin the process of life on Earth. So in the case of Osayin, this would be plant-based life. So Osayin represents the very intelligence and spirit that dwells within all trees, especially those in the wooded areas. However, it must also be noted that Osayin's power is also prominent by lakes and rivers and mountains. Osayin's number is 16, and his day of communication or commemoration is January 17th. Osayin is very close to Ifa. Even though his main color is green as a leke, or his necklace is of multiple colors, divining tools can range from shells to even an opwele. Children and devotees of the path of Osayin must study and gain expertise in the workings of the plant kingdom. They can also learn about minerals, insects, and other small animals that dwell within the forest. So like his favorite godson, Shango, Osayin will also take, apples and bananas too. There's various medicines of the forest that you can learn about. And I suggest that those who are interested, in the study of Osayin, also learn about herbs, fruits, and things that can help us. Even though fruits are more of an Orisha Oko thing, but you can learn about the healing medicines of that which grows out of the ground. And I think that also connects with Osayin anyway. Like for instance, wild yams can help battle Crohn's disease, cassava root for sickle cell anemia, red ginseng for fatigue, and golden seal for acid reflux, oregano for diabetes, and dandelion leaves are anti-inflammatory, soursop. They say soursop helps with cancer and so on. But anyway, I digress. You got to be careful because people start coming after you if you can say you have the ability to cure certain things. But I would say go ahead and explore these things, family. And we're going to talk more about the healing power of the Orisha and so on. Hope you have a beautiful day. Talk to you soon. Adabo.